if we're going to come out, first of all, we want the government to defend what it's doing here and Kevin Falcon to defend what he's doing. And that meant demanding of him to produce the kind of data that supports the assertions that he's made. He's provided none of that information to support his propositions that this is actually good for the environment. We at the same time, and we've been working quite significantly for a number of months now with a whole range of experts, with local politicians on both sides of the river, with environmentalists, with academics, with planners, to say we are going to come out. Our job isn't to come out and just say no to this proposal. It is to put an alternative on the table that deals with those legitimate issues of people south of the Fraser and deals with the legitimate concerns of people north. And what that means is a whole range, looking at a whole range of options.
What I would like to just bring back to your attention is this business of judicial review. And I don't know if any of you know precisely what can be done, but I'm reading now right from the paper, and it's very quick here. On application for a judicial review in relation to the exercise, refusal to exercise, or purported exercise of statutory power of decision, the court may direct the tribunal, that is a tribunal which we can ask for, and we should ask for it with an injunction, and we should get a stop work order on the port. Now this is the way that the people in Delta feel about it, but we need to be quite proactive, and we do not need to wait around for any political parties to baffle Gaddis anymore. And in that respect, for a number of years I've been trying to promote the none of the above option. I've handed out these red leaflets, and if you give them your serious consideration, I think we might be able to effect structural change in the way management of our collective affairs without adversarial politics can be undertaken.
If you can change your vote when you change your mind, that is what democracy is all about. Now polling.ca.
Perpetual democracy doesn't mean that you have to vote every day. It just means that you have the right and the ability to vote anytime you want. And that is what perpetual democracy is all about.
There was a big meeting about the Gateway project, and I understand the City Hall has voted against that project. What is your position?
Yes, we have, as a City Council, has voted against the Gateway project because we didn't think the provincial government is really trying to resolve our long-term transportation problem just by putting more cars, building bigger and wider highways is going to resolve our problem. So that's why we were against it. Yeah.
Individually?
We absolutely, both as an individual, as Vision Vancouver, and as the City Council, we have unanimously opposed the twinning of the bridge the entire time.
And how about increasing the port, the ability to trade up to 4 times more than what they're doing now?
We actually don't have a problem with the port doing the business that ports do, but we're coming down quite heavy on them in terms of their environmental standards. I'm on the GVRD Environment Committee, and we talk with them on a very frequent basis on the fact that they have to be good neighbors, and we're seeing some movement on their part in terms of doing things better in terms of the environment. I'd like to see a lot more rail connection to the port so that we don't have the trucks on the highways. It's better environmentally, it's better for the flow of what traffic is there, just better for everybody to have it on rail rather than on trucks. So we're working with the port, but we are an international port city. We embrace that role, and we need to work with the ports to make sure we're doing it in a way that is an advantage to the city, not a disadvantage.
Specifically on pollution, I've heard the critics saying that more boats and more trucks will increase the pollution.
Well, that's why the rail component is so important. In terms of the pollution, the things that we're really pushing for through the GVRD as well as the city are that they start to plug their ships in instead of letting them idle, and we are working on those types of systems right now. One of the problems that we have is that the ships that arrive here come from many different places with many different systems, and it would take multiple plug-in arrangements to accommodate them all. But those are the conversations that we're having right now. The port has also recently decided to use all renewable resources to run the port facility itself. So we're taking steps. I'd like to see bigger steps, and I'm pushing on that all the time. But I do believe it's good for the city to have a thriving international port.
Mayor Diane Watts from Surrey. How long have you been in the City Hall?
I've been here, let me think, 11 years. 11 years. 9 as councillor and almost 2 now as mayor.
The Gateway expansion is another big issue that some people are vehemently opposing. And there was recently a rally here in Delta with some conservative politicians opposing it. You see that as a benefit for Surrey, the expansion of the Gateway?
Well, it is, and I think we have to look at the entire picture. When we look at it, the twinning of the Port Mann Bridge, it's going to be multimodal. So you've got HOV lanes, you've got bus capability, and you have options for rapid transit, as well as the vehicle. So in that regard, we're expanding the fact that we can get people out of their cars. Also, too, there's expanded bus service across the Port Mann, which has not been there for a number of years because you can't keep a schedule because of the congestion trying to get across that bridge. Again, the North Fraser Perimeter Road, South Fraser Perimeter Road, taking truck traffic off the major arterials and bringing them around, and also to an expanded bus service.
All right. Well, their argument is that the more you increase the highways, the more traffic is going to jam those highways. And if instead of spending that money into the expansion of highways, they spend that money into the expansion of transportation, like buying more buses or extending your line here from wherever it finishes here at King George all the way to Crescent Beach, something like that, would be more beneficial specifically for the environment.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, there's no doubt that we need expanded bus service and we need rapid transit, probably down the Fraser Highway. There's no doubt about that. Unfortunately, the province hasn't put that in the program. It's not in the TransLinks program. And if you look at their 30-year outlook, there's no rapid transit south of the Fraser for the next 30 years. So we have to work with what we have. Is it the best thing, the program we have right now? No, I don't think it is. I do believe that we need additional buses. I do believe we need rapid transit. But I also believe that we need upgrades on roads to make sure that we, the truck traffic and the goods that are coming through our border crossing, the truck crossing, are moving through the city as well. So there's several aspects of this, and it's not just one piece of the puzzle that's going to resolve the whole situation.
Mayor Wayne Wright from New Westminster. Another present issue is the expansion of the Gateway. Yeah. And I hear a lot of people pro and con. Where do you stand in that issue?
You've come to the right city for confusion on this, because we're the only city that's not under the provincial legislation or the provincial rule of that project. Gateway for us is under the TransLink banner. So TransLink has to come up with the funding to do what's needed to be done in the New Westminster Corridor. And the New Westminster Corridor is like a bottle. It's the cork. And if we don't fix the whatever they do on the other ends of it aren't going to work. So we're sitting there, and we need to have what we call some mitigation. We have to have some things done in the city to make it livable for people if this transportation project is going to go through the center of our city. And that's where we're at now. We're negotiating with the TransLink to work together with the TransLink, the province, and the federal governments to get enough money to make sure the project goes through.
But you are in favor of the twinning of the bridge and the expansion of the roads and all that?
No, I don't. That's not what I said. I said what we're going to do is we have to see what the whole project is. And right now, you can twin the Port Mann Bridge, and all those people, there's no place for them to go as far as coming through New West.